local all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
You know, it's sad, you know, like that, you know, it takes this for a community to get together.
First at 6, community members paying their respects to an 11-year-old girl found dead in the backyard of an abandoned home. We're going to have the latest on the investigation. Adam New Britain ahead. Well, good morning to you. Thanks so much for starting your day off with us here at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus America Areas.
And I'm Bridget Piorlo. Hope your morning is off to a great start. It's a bit of a damp start to the day, but we are starting to dry out, so that's some good news. Rachel Piscatelli.
Yeah, definitely starting to dry out. It's going to be a slow improvement day, right? Okay. Eventually, we will get better conditions that start to build in. It just takes a little bit of time. Right now, on our satellite and radar picture, we're certainly not as wet as we were this time yesterday. Still some areas of drizzle out there, and there may even be some patchy fog too. I didn't encounter any on my way in, but there may be a little bit out there now too. Looking at our current wind speeds, it's still going to be pretty windy today, anywhere from 10 to about 18 miles per hour currently, and then we have higher gusts closer to 30 miles per hour. So you can kind of plan for that throughout the morning and into the afternoon, with gust potential closer to 30 by 11 a.m. and then into around 25 mile per hour gusts later on this afternoon and evening. Temperatures out the door in the 40s to near 50, so around 49 in Hartford right now, 51 in Groton, 53 in New Haven. So out the door, we're around 50 degrees. Now, while you may not need the umbrella mostly throughout the day, it might be a good idea just to grab it. There's more in the way of that nuisance variety drizzle this morning for the kids at the bus stop too. Maybe just a jacket with a hood would be just fine too. And then for the ride home, it's still going to be cloudy. Temperatures are up around 58 to about 60 degrees. 59 in Wallingford, near 59 in Middletown, southeastern Connecticut in the upper 50s. Heading through the day tomorrow, we'll see increasing sunshine. Temperatures are in the low 60s. We're going to still remain below average for Thursday, although more sun is around. We'll have more details on that coming up. Heads up for folks, we are dealing with this issue with some tractor trailer stalled out over in Southington this morning on 84. So it doesn't look like it's causing too much of a delay on the eastbound side out by 28 and 30. It is blocking the shoulder. We also have this closure this morning on Route 149 rather in Colchester. Westchester Road is blocked because of wires down over in East Haddam this morning. Route 431, the road is blocked between 148 and Route 82. Also because of wires down. Over to you.
Rachel, thanks. Well, this morning we're learning more about the potential circumstances surrounding the death of an 11-year-old girl.
Yeah, Jacqueline Torres Garcia's body was found behind an abandoned home in New Britain earlier this month.
Police say the prime suspects are close family members, including Jacqueline's mother, her aunt, and her mother's boyfriend. All three are now in police custody.
And to help us understand where the case stands this morning, we have team coverage for you. Priscilla Meza is live at the scene where the body was found as many continue to remember this young life cut short.
Now we're starting this hour off with Fox 61's Glenn Kittle. He's live at the Torrington Superior Court. That's where the suspects are expected to face a judge this morning. Glenn.
Yeah, good morning, Bridget, Erica. Jacqueline Torres was just 11 years old at the time of her death. Now the surprising news from investigators, Jacqueline's mother and her boyfriend charged with murder in connection with her death, and the aunt also charged with other crimes in connection with her death. Now let's go back to what we know so far about the case. Mimi's mother, Carla Garcia, Mimi's aunt, Jacqueline Garcia, and the mother's boyfriend, Jonathan Nanita, were arrested yesterday. The mother's, Carla Garcia, faces murder with special circumstances and tampering with evidence, among other charges. The mother's boyfriend is facing murder charges with special circumstances and tampering with evidence as well. Meanwhile, the aunt faces charges of cruelty to persons under 19 years of age. Officers were alerted to the remains on October 8th when they received an anonymous tip about suspicious activity at an abandoned home on Clark Street in New Britain. The remains were found in a storage container and were in the advanced stages of decomposition. Police say during their investigation, they believe Jacqueline was likely killed in the fall of 2024 while the family was living in Farmington. Yesterday, investigators say that Mimi was abused and left to go hungry before she died.
Evidence indicates that Jacqueline was the victim of prolonged physical abuse and malnourishment prior to her death. It is also believed that following her death, Jacqueline's body was kept in the family's basement and subsequently moved when the family relocated from Farmington in March of 2025.
Carla Garcia is being held on a $5 million bond. The aunt Jacqueline is being held on $1 million bond. There are no reports of Mimi's disappearance previous to her body being found. We are told that the Department of Children and Families has been involved with the family in the past. Right now, Torrington Superior Court is the setting for all three of them, who are set to face the judge later today. We'll get you more information on when that is supposed to start coming up later on this morning. Live in Torrington, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
All right, Glenn, thanks. Such a horrible,
So terrible.
sad story.
Yeah.
Well, right now we're checking in with Priscilla Meza. She's in New Britain right now. That's where people have been coming out to pay their respects to Jacqueline. A memorial has been set up for her. Priscilla, good morning.
Last night, dozens of people stopped by here on Clark Street, and the memorial has grown from the front of the home all the way up to the sidewalk here. We can see several balloons, flowers, and even handwritten messages, all in honor of Jacqueline Torres Garcia, who was believed to be just 11 years old at the time of her death. You can see the love that's been left behind here. Several balloons, as I mentioned, candles still burning from last night's vigil. In one addition to this memorial, a message that reads, "Love you, Mimi." That was one of Jacqueline's nicknames, showing just how deeply she was loved by those closest to her. Community members tell us her story has touched their hearts, and they want to make sure she's never forgotten.
It always takes a tragic thing like this for people to get together. You know, I didn't know personally the little girl, Mimi, touched people's heart.
A few people have already stopped by here this morning. One man on his way to work says he was devastated to hear the news, as he has two daughters himself, and one of them being 11 years old. I'll be here throughout the morning, keeping a close eye on how the community remembers Jacqueline. Priscilla Meza, Fox 61.
Just heartbreaking, Priscilla. Thank you so much. A man in Watertown is due in court today, accused in an animal hoarding investigation. Martin Oliver faces 50 counts of cruelty to animals. Police say they discovered 50 animals, including cats and dogs, inside his home on Cobb Street back in September. Officers say they responded to the home after several complaints from neighbors.
A dog left abandoned and tied up in the rain has been rescued in New Haven. The city's animal shelter tells us that the dog was found in the pouring rain without any shelter. And they didn't say where the dog was found or if it was hurt. They're now asking anyone if they can help in the investigation to please come forward.
And this morning, around 367 Eversource customers remain in the dark due to yesterday's storms. Ridgefield, Warren, Colchester, and Kent have the most outages this morning, but that is a big improvement from just 24 hours ago when about 5,000 Eversource customers were without power. One of the cities reporting the most outages yesterday was Meriden. Since the storm started, utility crews worked hard to get the lights back on. Eversource says they were prepared and helped them restore power.
We had crews pre-positioned around the state before the storm began so that they could quickly start restoring it.
While most of the power has been restored, if you still don't have power and have reported the outage, definitely make sure you're reporting it to your utility provider right away. Don't assume your neighbor already has.
With 4 armed robberies in just the last week, stores in Meriden are not taking any chances with security. Police are searching for 2 men, one wearing a white mask, the other in black, who investigators say held up gas stations and pizza restaurants at gunpoint. Local shop owners say they're stepping up protection. One package store owner tells us that he has 15 cameras inside and out to watch every corner. He says everyone in the city is talking about the robberies and hoping for justice soon.
We put cameras all over the building, all the way around, and cameras inside the store as well.
Police say if you spot anything suspicious, like a getaway car, clothing, or license plate, report it right away, and tips can always be shared safely and anonymously. For now, store owners are staying alert, and police are determined to catch whoever is behind the masks.
6:09 is your time. This is day 14 of the government shutdown, and senators are expected back on Capitol Hill this morning as Congress tries to find an end to it. House Speaker Mike Johnson says it may end up being the longest government shutdown in history. The Republican leader says he will not negotiate with Democrats until they give up on their demands for subsidies for Americans with insurance through the Affordable Care Act. Democrats want those subsidies extended. Republicans say those talks can be discussed later on in subcommittee. Meantime, Vice President J.D. Vance says there will be painful cuts ahead if the shutdown lingers on. Despite the shutdown, taxpayers who asked for an extension on filing their 2024 tax returns still face a deadline to file on Wednesday. That's tomorrow. Those with an extension will not receive another one. The National Treasury Employees Union says it is possible filers could face delays if they want to speak with an IRS employee, and that's because the IRS laid off around half of its workforce this month due to the shutdown. Taxpayers facing the deadline can file their tax returns online or through the IRS Free File program. And we're talking deeper into the shutdown and its impacts, especially what it means for you, from air travel to food assistance. We're bringing you reaction from across the country with expert insight into what's happening on Capitol Hill. It's all on Fox 61. That's our streaming platform. You can stream us live for free right now on your smart TV.